Welcome to part 2 of the no mods, no glitch build tutorial of the Starlight Scrap Manufacturing Facility. In part 1, we built the factory that you see here. I put a link to that tutorial in the description if you missed that video. In part 2, we're going to build the warehouse around the factory. This structure can also be built as a standalone building without the factory if you'd like to do that instead. For this build, I used items from both the Contraptions Workshop and Wastland Workshop DLCs. To recap from part 1, the number of floor tiles and the layout used for my build are shown here. If you want to build the warehouse and not the factory, you can use this as a guide. And with that, let's get started on the build. The first side consists of 6 full and 6 half warehouse walls. Side 2 uses door supports for the large warehouse doors, followed by 3 full warehouse walls, 2 triangular wall tiles are then snapped above the door supports, and then to the right of that, 3 half glass warehouse walls. Back on the door side, add 2 wall pieces with the parallel sides. I'm not sure what they're called, so here's a closer view of that tile. Side 3 utilizes 6 full warehouse walls and 6 half walls. On this side, I used the half glass walls on the top. On the front corner of the front, snap 2 half glass walls and a glass door frame. Remove and store any floors or stairs that extend past the hopper. They will interfere with the placement of the walls if they aren't removed. Across the front, snap half glass walls to the edge of the second foundation. Sometimes it's really hard to tell the front from the back of these tiles, so they may not snap in the correct place. To avoid this problem, remove the outside row of the foundations. Place 4 glass half walls stacked 2 high across the front. Snap a glass door on the end of the first row. Snap another row of half glass walls across the front and above both doors. The half glass wall should now be 3 high. Snap a floor to the corner above the door on side 1. Make sure that it is snapping to the wall tiles and not the hopper. There should also be a half wall above the floor. Snap stairs to the right side of the floor. Add a floor to the corner above the other door and the space to the right of the door. Add another floor to the right of this one if it will snap. Depending on how the factory is positioned, collision may prevent you from placing the floor. Not to worry, we will fill this in next. Go up the stairs and place floor tiles wherever they will fit. The floors that I added in part 1 can stay and don't need to be removed. Try different size tiles to fill in the gaps. Floor tiles that snap to the hoppers can be overlaid with floor tiles that snap to the walls. Create a path to the back to place stairs for easy access to this area. Fill in any remaining open spaces in the front. Remember to fill in the back and side areas too. Add railings to prevent from falling through the floors, especially if you're as clumsy as I am. You may have noticed that I have some floating wires. I must have stored a power connector that I placed earlier, but the wires remained. I'll clean this up later. Now that we have floors, let's finish the second floor walls. Add another row of half glass walls across the front. On the right side of the front, I swapped out the glass wall for a doorway and added a wood floor on the outside to create a balcony. Continue adding 4 more half glass walls along the side. Let's move back to the front to check the placement of the glass walls. It's really easy to place the glass walls backwards, but this can be easily checked with a roof tile. The roof tile will snap over the inside on walls placed correctly and over the outside if they're backwards. Flip any tiles that you find that are backwards. You may also have to remove a floor or a railing to get the walls to cooperate. Moving back to side 1, finish by adding 4 half walls across the top. Starting in the back, add the slanted roof. Note the direction that each side is placed. Move back to the front and place 5 pairs of slanted roof tiles on each side of the structure. There will be an open space in the middle when you're finished. Fill in the open space with flat roof tiles. Leave the space in the center of the front open. This is where the light tower will go. Fill in the open space on the lower level with flat roof tiles. Fill in all the open spaces with wall tiles as shown. Outside, replace the foundations across the front of the warehouse. Back inside, add a floor to the open space between the roof tiles. This will serve as the base for the light tower. In the furniture container section, build the large wood filing cabinet. Place 3 wall lights on each side as shown. Credit for the filing cabinet trick goes to Wastland Dovakinn, who used something similar in her lighthouse build. I included a link to her video in the description. Place a pair of stairs and a floor near the front of the warehouse to access the roof. Now to move the cabinet and lights. Select the file cabinet. Make sure that you have selected the cabinet and not the lights. The filing cabinet can be easily moved without any glitches with the lights attached. Move this to the top of the roof. Place the cabinet diagonally on the roof. Align and center the cabinet. Snap 4 half-glass walls around each side. Snap on the pointed roof. To power up the lights, add a power conduit and attach to power. And that's it. The warehouse is now complete. Off camera, I finished up a few details prior to the tour.
much care for good neighbor. That place is nothing but trouble.
Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.